Welcome to the
Unpopular Opinions.
Unpopular opinions.
Have unpopular opinions.
Unpopular opinions.
Okay, so what's an unpopular opinion?
Unpopular opinions.
To utter such blasphemy. He's got the nerve, the audacity, the unmitigated gall to echo such blasphemous nonsense. Just blasphemy.
How's everybody doing? I want to welcome you to yet another episode of the Unpopular Podcast. And today, I'm going to talk, you know what? I have to go back a little bit. I think the last episode I talked about perception versus reality. How we look at one player, or how we look at one team, or how our view of a player or a team changes because of one situation, playing alongside of one player, and it kind of skews how we feel and how we view that player or team. So today, I'm going to talk about Cam Newton and why I think he's better than Michael Vick. So stay tuned. Man, the funniest thing about doing podcasts like this is when people hear me compare or put two players up against each other. I feel they think I'm saying that one of them is just trash if I choose another person over them. Like when I say, I did a podcast, one of my first podcasts I did was Jason Kidd versus Steve Nash versus Chris Paul. And when I picked Jason Kidd over both Steve Nash and Chris Paul, people were hitting me up on my phone, email saying, how could you say Chris Paul is trash? I never said that, by the way. How could you discredit a two-time MVP and Steve Nash? I didn't discredit them. I did a whole podcast on them. But it's just funny, man. It's funny when, again, I know I'm gonna get people, Jay, you crazy. How can you say Michael Vick isn't that good? How can you put Cam Newton over Michael Vick? Just hear me out. Just hear me out. One, I'm not saying Michael Vick's not good. Michael Vick is probably gonna be a Hall of Famer. Michael Vick was a great talent. He was a transcendent talent. He changed the way that we view not only black athletes in the NFL, but NFL players in general. He changed the way we viewed elusive quarterbacks. Not saying he was the first, runner, but Michael Vick changed the way we viewed the quarterback position. He made it exciting. He was one of the first quarterbacks to have their shoe. I think he might have been, don't quote me on that, but I think he might have been the first quarterback to get a signature shoe. Michael Vick changed the game. He changed it all. He changed perception of the quarterback position and especially of the black athlete. But that's neither here nor there. You see, when we talk about, let's look at cars. We don't have to go that far back. Let's look at cars in 2004. Let's look at a Corolla in 2004. Corollas are probably one of the most reliable cars ever. I know a friend of mine has a Corolla that he's had since 2001, and that thing has probably got 500,000 miles on it, and it's still running like it's like it was bought yesterday. So Corollas are reliable. But let's look at a 2004 Corolla compared to a 2018 Corolla. Technology's changed. So the 2018 Corolla is going to be a little more durable and a lot more advanced than the 2004 Corolla. In fact, the 2004 Corolla I don't even think had an aux cord. Now you have Bluetooth, you have aux cords, you have USBs you can plug into it, you have Siri pretty much in every car, you have backward camera. What I'm saying is 2004 Corolla is great. And there wouldn't be a 2018 Corolla without a 2004 Corolla. But don't sit here. We can't sit here and say that a 2018 Corolla is not better than a 2004 Corolla. Yes, we can talk about prices, we can talk about all that good stuff. But on paper and when we look at the functions of each car, A 2014 Corolla does not even compare to a 2018 Corolla. And why is that? Because like I said, everything is advanced. Everything is been better. But people are still going to go for that 2004 Corolla, correct? Because it's cheaper, it's reliable, you know how I'm saying? What I'm saying is this. Michael Vick was a great quarterback, like I said before. But if you look on the surface and if you look at the quote unquote parts, like I say in the Corolla, if you look at the parts of Michael Vick's career, Michael Vick's presence kind of overshadowed exactly who he was. And I say that to say, as great of a quarterback he was, Michael Vick suffers from some of the same things Cam Newton suffers from. Cam Newton isn't the most accurate quarterback, is definitely not the most accurate quarterback. Neither was Michael Vick. While Michael Vick had a cannon of an arm as well as Cam Newton, sometimes they made questionable decisions, maybe running out of the pocket when they should have stayed, or missing wide open receivers because they think they can make a play on their legs, or completely overthrowing a receiver, causing an interception. Michael Vick and Cam Newton, to be fair, struggle sometimes and are kind of their worst enemy. I feel if Cam Newton just rose, if Cam Newton's accuracy rose from high 50s to high 60s, he would be in the Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady conversation as one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Now he is in the conversation as a top tier quarterback, and that's not debatable. But if he had the accuracy up to say 69%, say 70%, say 64%, Cam Newton would be one of the most accurate quarterbacks. If it was at those numbers, he'd be at one of the most accurate quarterbacks. He'd be one of the greatest runner, scrambling quarterbacks the league has ever seen. He's a physical specimen, and how could you stop someone like that? So, go back to my point. Let's just, again, before I say this, I'm not saying Michael Vick is trash. I'm not saying none of that. But let's look at the real Michael Vick. Michael Vick played for 4 teams: the Falcons, the Eagles, the Jets, and the Steelers. Michael Vick played for 15 seasons. Michael Vick 6 feet tall, 210. And in his career, Michael Vick is a 4-time Pro Bowler. He won the Comeback Player of the Year. He won the Burt Bell Award in 2010. And he holds the record for most yards per carry at 7. But I don't even think that's a record, actually. He averages 7 yards per carry. He threw 133 touchdowns to 88 interceptions. He has 22,464 passing yards. He ended his career with a passer rating at 85. He has 6,109 rushing yards, and he has 36 rushing touchdowns. Those numbers are great for 15-year career, and playing for the Falcons, the Eagles, the Jets, which we don't want to talk about the Jets, and the Steelers. Those are great numbers. Again, Michael Vick is like I said, goes back to when I talked about Derrick Rose. His impact to the game makes him a Hall of Famer alone. Now, it's questionable with Derrick Rose, but it should not be questionable with Michael Vick. What he did, not only to the NFL, but what he did to the NCAA at Virginia Tech. Michael Vick should be a Hall of Famer. That should be no question. Whenever his time is up to be comes to be a Hall of Famer, that should be no question. It should be first ballot. It might be a question though, because if T.O. had to wait for on the field antics and Chris Carter had to wait, I don't know how long it's going to take Michael Vick to wait with the whole dog situation, which I don't see why people still haven't forgiven him. But if if T.O., it takes him 3 tries to get in the Hall of Fame, and he had no off the field issues, ain't no telling how long it's going to take Michael Vick, but that's neither here nor there. Michael Vick should be a Hall of Famer. And that was a 15-year career. So, yeah, Michael Vick's great. But let me tell you what Cam Newton has done in only 8 seasons. And he's still going. Cam Newton is still in his prime, by the way. Cam Newton is still in his prime. Cam Newton is 6'5", 245 pounds. And like I said, he's in his 8th season. 8th season. This is what Cam Newton's done in just 8 seasons. 3-time Pro Bowler, first team All-Pro, MVP, offensive MVP, the Burt Bell Award, Offensive Rookie of the Year. He also, if we want to go date back to the college, he also won a national championship, SEC championship, Heisman Trophy, Maxwell Trophy, and a Walter Camp Award, as well as the Davey O'Brien Award, and he was the AP College Player of the Year. And he was the Sporting News College Player of the Year. And he was a consensus All-American, and he was first team All-SEC. But let me just take all that out. Because I don't want to skew your perception that he is monumentally better. This is just what he did in NFL. Like I said, 3-time Pro Bowler, first team All-Pro, NFL Most Valuable Player, which is the MVP for people who don't know, Offensive Player of the Year, Burt Bell Award, and Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's just what he did in 8 seasons. Along with that, Michael Vick had 133 touchdowns to 88 interceptions. While Cam Newton has more interceptions in 8 seasons with 94, Cam Newton also has 156 touchdowns. 158 touchdowns. While Michael Vick's passer had a career total of 22,464 passing yards in 15 seasons, Cam Newton's passing yards is 25,235. While Michael Vick ended his career with a 80.5 passer rating, Cam Newton's current passer rating is 85.3. While Michael Vick in a 15-year span finished with 6,109 rushing yards, Cam Newton finished with in his 8th season has 4,378 rushing yards. While in 15 seasons, Michael Vick had 36 rushing touchdowns. Cam Newton, in 8 seasons, has a total of 55 and counting. Because Cam Newton's not going to stop running. So, I know what you're saying. But Jay, the game has changed. It's a lot more passing. Cam Newton runs all the time. Remember, Michael Vick was in jail for those amount of years. Michael Vick was out of the league for a couple of years. So, of course, Cam Newton is going to be a lot better than Michael Vick. Look, Michael Vick had 15 seasons. The man wasn't out the league for 15 seasons. He wasn't even out the league for 7 seasons. Cam Newton is a little more than halfway there, and already eclipsed him in not only accomplishments. Oh, not to mention Cam. We're gonna talk about that. He's done more accomplishment wise, touchdown wise, passing yards wise. His completion rate, surprisingly, is Michael Vick's is better, but it's close. They're pretty much. Michael Vick is around 60. Cam Newton's around 58. Pass rating's higher, Cam Newton. Rushing yards is higher, Cam Newton. And rushing touchdowns is higher, Cam Newton. So it goes back to 2004 Corolla to 2018 Corolla. 2004 Corolla is reliable as hell and will get you where you need to go. Without a 2004 Corolla, there will be no 2018 Corolla, but you want that 2018 Corolla. And that 2018 Corolla is leaps and bounds better than that 2004 Corolla. Now, then you want to say to yourself, Jay, what makes Cam Newton so much better? I just told you the stats, but what makes Cam Newton so much better? Let's look at playoffs. In the playoffs, Michael Vick's playoffs record is 2-4. His passer rating goes down to 77.6, or is at 77.6. I'm not gonna say go down. And he's never been to the Super Bowl. Cam Newton, on the other hand, is 3-4 in the playoffs. Has been to a Super Bowl and lost by 14 points. And his passer rating in the playoffs is 87.7, which is out. When I saw that number, I was like, "What the hell? How does your passer rating go up from 85.3 to 87.7 in the playoffs? That's crazy. That's crazy." While Michael Vick's goes down from 80.5 to 77.6. And this is why I said to start off the show or episode with perception versus reality. Think about it. When you really think about it, what has Michael Vick done better than Cam Newton? Michael Vick's a little more elusive, but Cam Newton is just as elusive as Michael Vick, if not just a tad bit lower. They're both inaccurate as hell, but Cam Newton to me has a stronger arm than Michael Vick. Cam Newton's bigger than Michael Vick, so it's a lot harder to tackle him. Cam Newton's had more playoff success. Cam Newton's had more regular season success. And Cam Newton has just done more. And when you think about that, what has Michael Vick done? Yeah, he might have went to a NFC championship. Yeah, he is the great Michael Vick with all his elusiveness and changing the game and the shoes and the cornrows and all the stuff he did. But, well, all the stuff he did as in college. But what has Michael Vick really done in this league to make him leaps and bounds better than Cam Newton? That's really what you have to ask yourself. Wow, people bash Cam Newton, and I'm one of the people that question, dog, you've been in the league for 8 years and you haven't really worked in your your accuracy. But I'm not one of those people that can't see, Cam Newton's a dog and Michael Vick was a dog. Don't get me wrong. But if I need to win one game and I need one quarterback and I have either Michael Vick in his prime and Cam Newton in his prime, I'm sorry, I'm taking Cam. Bigger, stronger, might not be faster, but damn near close. And he might not be as elusive, but he's elusive as hell. And he's hard to take down. And his passer rating might be a little better. And he might get you those couple of yards that Michael Vick couldn't because Michael Vick's size. So don't think I'm saying Michael Vick's trash. Don't hear me say that at all. But don't act like Michael Vick is leaps and bounds better than Cam Newton. When I just told you Cam Newton has done more on the field and off the field than Michael Vick. And that's just that. I'm picking Cam Newton over Michael Vick. And I will live with that. I will go down swinging with Cam Newton over Michael Vick. And there you have it, man. This was a quick hitter. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Unpopular Podcast. Again, man, there's some big things coming in the near future, so stay tuned. I want to thank you for the people that's been rocking with me since day one. I know this is only episode 16, but thank you again. Big news coming soon. Just keep your ears open. And before I go, I usually don't do this, and I don't like going personal, but I think last week we lost Mac Miller. So, and that was big for me. I listened to Mac Miller. I didn't realize he was only 2 years older than me. I didn't realize that at all. But Michael Vick, I grew up listening to Michael Vick. I grew up listening to Mac Miller. So, as we end this podcast, my condolences goes out to his family. And I usually do a snippet of a song, about 30 seconds, because I don't want it to get taken down from iTunes. But if it gets taken down from iTunes, you can just go to SoundCloud. It is what it is. But today, I'm going to play the entire Mac Miller song. So I'm just warning y'all now. Again, condolences go to Mac Miller and his family. And I hope you rest in paradise, my mans. Again, this is the latest episode of the Unpopular Podcast with your boy Jalen Hunter, and I hope you guys maximize the day. Much love.
Kids. Hey, Kool-Aid and frozen pizza. It's a work of art, I ain't talking Mona Lisa. Dream of rocking crowds, see me filling up arenas. This weed got me laughing like a damn hyena. Yeah, I live a life pretty similar to yours. Used to go to school, hang with friends and play sports. Every single summer taking trips to the shore. And that was all gravy, but I knew I wanted more. Ain't ever seen a young rapper like one. Can't believe they asked, swear it's just a mirage. Still got my training wheels in the garage, but I ain't gonna need those, I'ma go hard. So far, I've done pretty well for myself. Couple trophies on the shelf, so what else could I want that I don't have yet? Well, a little more cash in my own fast jet, so I can go anywhere. Cali for the kush, cause boy, I know there's plenty there. About to be in music stores everywhere, but not yet. They can't understand my concept. I've been climbing up the Great Wall, haven't had a fall yet. These blogs gotta know I'm on next. Clean conscience, good Samaritan. Company sent me clothes, so I'm wearing them. If you didn't know, well, I'm from the burg. Everything I drop recorded by a big germ. I smoke herbs and I make music. I don't even talk about it, boy, I just do it. Everybody got their own opinion, the reasons why they feeling them. You must admit he's killing them, running off adrenaline, waiting for the game to wanna let him in, so open up. The boy a barrel of a smoking gun, whether I'm old or young, the chosen one. I got 100 billion flows to come. I hope you know the lyrics to every single song, so when I'm at a show, everyone can sing along. My weed bag empty, bottle at its last drop. I'm feeling like this could be my last shot, but many more songs to make, cousin. So why the fuck you bugging? Yeah, just a motherfucking kid. We just a motherfucking kids. We just a motherfucking kids. We just a motherfucking kids. Shouts to all my